Hello, my friends. Welcome to DIY with Nadia, and welcome to another Wreath Wednesday. Today, I'm doing a farmhouse winter swag, and all the supplies are from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to get started on this swag wreath using this 18-inch Christmas tree from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to remove this bottom part. And so the first I'm going to do is just open up the Christmas tree, making sure to pull all our branches to one side. I'm just pulling up my branches to the front because I want to paint them a little bit with white to make it look a little flocked. So I'm just getting a little piece of napkin, a very shabby brush, some chalk paint, and I'm just going to get that excess off so our paintbrush really just is quite on the dry end. And then I'm just going to start brushing it. Look what we have now, and it just turns into this kind of beautiful, more expensive looking swag. Now we're going to let this dry as we prepare everything we're going to put on our swag. For this swag, we're just doing one DIY, and it's very much optional. You don't have to do it. You can either use the buffalo check ribbon for this project, and by the way, this is the only time of the year that you can find actual buffalo check, so stock up for the whole year. Or you can use some fabric. I got this fabric at Hobby Lobby, and it was actually on clearance. I've been using it in a few projects on my channel, including a wreath. Something like this can go a long way if you can find it and if you love Farmhouse. For this project, I'm going to be using these little 16-piece ornaments, and I have 5 left over from previous projects, so I'm going to be using these 5. They're going to be enough for the swag. And then I cut out these little squares, and I picked the bigger ones to match our ribbon. And just so you know how big it is, and it's about 3 by 3. I got my square and my ornament. I recommend bringing the corners together first. So just placing it in the center. And I'm going to bring up one corner and then the opposite side of that corner. I'm going to bring these sides back, kind of. So let me just give it a little bit of hot glue right there. And then this part is going to go up, covering everything. And it's nice and neat. Now I'm just cutting off the excess tails right here. And I'm going to be using some jute cord. And I'm just going to start by hot gluing the jute cord around the top of the ornament. There you go, a little bit of hot glue. Hot glue it in place. And here I'm leaving just a little bit of room, and I'm just grabbing some floral wire, putting it through the top, and I'm grabbing about, say, 14 inches in total. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just twist the wire right there. And the reason I did that is because I'm using the thin floral wire from the Dollar Tree, and twisting it like this just makes it stronger and easier to work with. I'm going to continue the same thing and finish up these ornaments, and then we're going to start making our bow. We're just making a 6-loop bow. So I like the length of 12 inches. Don't forget, it's going to get poofy. This is just flat here. And so that means we're going to do 6 inches on each side. To measure our bow, I'm going to be using this ruler. It's 12 inches long. And since we are starting, which means this is where we're going to gather at 6 inches, you want to start at least 1 inch to 2 inches so we have somewhere to lock the tail in. I'm going to start at 4 right here. That way I'm giving myself 2 inches where we're going to bring the bow together. I have 3 loops right here, 3 loops right there. Now I'm going to look for my center. There's my 6 inches, and I'm going to go 2 inches further. So I'm going to go to 8. Find your center and just pinch it. I usually cut into the wires right here just to nick them, but this buffalo check is so delicate. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to squeeze it in no particular way. I'm going to put the wire around the bow to the back, make it nice and tight. And my back is basically where I ended with the tail. I'm going to give it 2 good twists. Now I'm bringing my wire up. I'm going to give it 1 twist on top just to kind of seal it in. And then I'm ready to do the next bow. On top of this bow, we're going to make another bow, and it's going to be this 2-inch Dollar Tree ribbon. I use the ruler a lot because I'm showing you what I'm doing, but honestly, you could do this freehand. Just make sure that you like, you know, how big you're making it, and then just go for it. So for me, I do want an 9-inch bow. We got 4.5, that's our center. I'm going up to 2.5 right here. This is wired ribbon, so this is going to be easy just to go around. There you go. 3 loops on both sides. All you have to remember is you do want these to overlap nicely so you have a nice secure bow. There's my center, and I'm going to just lay my bow with the ending facing down. Squeeze it in here. Bring it to the back. Wrap it around. Wrap it back around. And we're ready to attach it to our swag right here. To hang my wreath, we're going to put some jute cord right here. I'm just attaching a piece of jute cord to one side. Then I'm going to put some hot glue on the other side. And this is how we're going to hang our swag. Cut off the excess. Next, grabbing another piece of jute cord, starting from the top or the bottom, really up to you. We're going to wrap it around. And as you can see, I'm wrapping it higher than our finish over here just to make sure that it's secured, because that's pretty sharp right there at the edge. And I'm just going to go down right here, and this is what's going to keep this loop in place, and it's going nowhere. I'm really pulling it. Now it's time for the bow. And then whatever's excess, I'm going to just wrap it around. Now let's pull our bow apart. This is going to be hidden by one of these loops. Look at this, you guys. Within seconds, we have a real swag going on over here. The one thing you want to remember when decorating a swag, and this one is in that upside down teardrop shape, is first of all, you want to work with largest to smallest, and then you want to work in a zigzag. So if I'm starting here with berries, I'm going to do berries, berries, berries. If I'm starting with an ornament, 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 ornament. Just going to remove them and fill them in. And then I'm going to separate my little cotton stems right here. And now I'm just laying things out kind of where I want them to be filled in. Okay, I'm liking the way that's starting out. So I'm going to just start hot gluing these berries in place. I think this one I'm just going to hot glue right there. There's a wire around this little cotton. I'm going to keep it on one twist, and then I'm going to put it through my bow, and I'm going to attach it to the actual stem right here, and it's going to be secured in place. I decided to brighten this up a little bit because I'm keeping it farmhouse, and we're really not bringing in any red or any fun colors into this. I decided to grab this fern, and this is one of my favorite things. It comes off so bad, but you know what? I don't care. I absolutely love working with this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these in between here. Now ideally you want to do this before you start gluing berries on like I did over here, but I just felt like I needed them here now because it's just a little too empty. Yeah, make sure it's going the way that your Christmas tree is going here. Now that I have these where I want them, I'm going to go around and hot glue them in place. I'm going to bring in another bushel of berries now that I have my garland unraveled a little bit. What I'm going to do is this brown part, I'm going to kind of make a loop right there. Put the loop on the inside and like behind our branches. And then in the back, we can twist it around the branches. So it looks like these pine cones are floating here and there. This one I'm going to twist. See how easy these are to work with? They're fabulous. I want one right at the tip right there. So we're just going to twist it on. If we want to, we can add more wherever we need to. Okay, I know I want one at the tip right here, so I'm just gonna feed it through. Now that I know where I want them, I'm going to put them in place, and I'm just wiring them straight onto the greenery. Now I'm just going to make sure I have the bow the way that I wanted to. So for this wreath, I kept it really natural. We have buffalo check, black and white, green, and then just, you know, browns and beiges that we get from our pine cones and then from our ribbon right here. So this is very elegant for farmhouse. If you want me to make one that's either glam or more traditional, like red and green and golds, those can be really beautiful, and we can see what we can do with those. So if you want any other theme, definitely let me know down below.